going to go through the various pieces of equipment that I have and will be using on my through hike at the AT. I'm going to start with my backpack. I have an Osprey Atmos 65. This pack has treated me well. I've had it over 5 years. Some recently added items are the Gossamer Gear phone holder, which straps right onto your strap. I also have a chest pocket that I've added to my chest strap from Osprey, which came with the pack, and I'll be using this to hold daily things I want to get to quickly, like snacks and that kind of stuff. I do use a water bottle holder with a clip. This clips on, clips back on. Easy to use, easy access. I keep a second bottle, liter of water, typically on the back of my pack. Some little things that are hanging on it: bottle of Purell, and a pack cover. And I did get this made at Esty. It's an Appalachian Trail, National Scenic Trail tag for 2021, since they're not handing those out this year. So wanted to get one of those. So my pack is something that, like most people, a lot of people would think the Atmos is a heavy pack. I tend to prefer it. I'm a big frame person, and it seems to work for me. I'll be using is a Spot InReach Gen. I believe this is the Gen 3, and this allows me to stay in emergency contact and send my family simple messages that I'm okay, I've reached the destination for the day. That also allows me to activate a footprint, and they can see exactly where I am on the trail, and it makes it fun and interactive for them to follow along. I've got a 20,000 milliamp Anchor charger that I'll use, since videoing and uploading videos takes a lot of battery. This will allow me to not only charge my phone, but any other devices that I might need, and I can charge this in town, and it'll last me all of the 3 days. Simple stuff I've got a dongle for my iPhone in case I happen to lose my headset, although I am using earbuds. And I'm using a selfie stick most of the time, but I do have a stick pick that I bought that goes on the end of my hiking pole, and I can screw my phone anchored right to that and use my hiking pole as a selfie stick. Another simple item I have for electronics is my headlamp. This headlamp allows me it's a diamond, allows me to use either white or red light. Courtesy at shelters is to use the red light so it doesn't blind people, doesn't tend to be as intrusive or wake people up, and it allows you to see. So this headlamp I've had for 3 or 4 years. It's treated me well, does everything I need. Some people will chuckle at this item, and I kind of, one of those things where I don't care. This is a Flex Tail Gear mini pump, and you can see that it's about the size of about a golf ball and a half, and it actually allows me to pump up my Thermarest Topo Lux, which is a 30-inch wide pad. I'll talk a little bit more about that when I get my sleep system. But this is just something that I feel like I'd rather have than using the bag pump that comes with the Thermarest, and I am considering this a luxury item. As far as my water system goes, I do love Mino to add to my water for flavor and add some electrolytes. And I've also used Nunes in the past, and probably will use these again to add flavor and do some electrolyte replacement to my water. My water system is much like everyone else. I use a Sawyer squeeze, which right now I have in the bag. This happens to be my dirty bag. It allows me to do a gravity feed with the strap here onto a tree branch or someplace else, and allows me to do other work while my dirty water that would be in this bag would be gravity fed into my bottles and fill them up. I find this to be a system that works for me. It may be a little cumbersome for others. If on the trail I choose just to use the Sawyer squeeze, I will. I have that option. This is kind of my ditty bag. Simple stuff I'll go over that's in this bag that, you know, is useful at some level for the trip. This would be your shovel for your cat hole. It's appropriate to dig a hole before you do your business and be able to bury it on the trail. These are some simple abysmal tabs in case my stomach gets upset. TP, everybody's favorite on the trail. This is Body Glide. This comes in handy for any chafing or anything like that that might occur as you hike and get sweaty. I always bring an extra cap, and I bring a sports cap for my Smart Water bottle. By using the sports cap, it keeps the inner part from getting dirty, and so I always carry an extra one because for whatever reason those tend to disappear on the trail. This is the closest I come to using any kind of knife on the trail. If you can see this, it's about the size of my pinky, and it is a little knife. I'm not even sure yet if I'm going to take it. I prefer just a little pair of scissors, and this happens to be in my med kit. My med kit's got some moleskin and some basic band-aids and stuff. It also has a patch for my sleeping pad in there. So wet ones to wipe down at the end of the day. Next best thing to take in a bath, I guess. And I find that this is refreshing at the end of the day. Obviously, this particular brand is not biodegradable, but I would bring these out after using them. Toothbrush and toothpaste, and this toothbrush happens to fold into itself, so there it is open and there it is closed, and that helps keep that head clean in the bag. Again, some anti-chafing cream. This is dental floss, and this serves obviously the purpose of cleaning your teeth, but it also, for me, I've used it to sew up items before in an emergency, so I've got that. I do have, again, some more patch stuff for my thermarest. There is some thread for sewing. Inside here are a bunch of earplugs, and inside the earplug case is also my needle for sewing. So that's my sew kit. And these are 2 sets of tablets. If I had to treat my water, most of the water I'm just filtering at this point, but if I did have to treat it, I would have enough to get me to town, and a pair of nail clippers. And other than that, I have a very small bottle of Gold Bonds, which is just nice sometimes to feel dry and fresh on the trail. So that's my ditty bag. Let me move on to my cook system. About cook systems, so for me, my system of choice is the Jetboil. I've had great luck with the Jetboil. I like its ability to pack onto itself. Some of the options it has, like a handle, built-in handle, a koozie around the top so I don't get burned, a filter top for both a big pour and maybe cooking ramen noodles on this side. So let me take the top off and show you. So it also has a neoprene holder for a lighter on the side. This one happens to be there today, so that's where I keep my lighter. So the top comes off. You store your gas, your camp gas, propane, for the stove itself. The stove itself, the burner, fits right inside. This is what the burner looks like, and it screws onto that gas tank. And then there is a base, a triangular base, which opens up to give you stability on uneven ground. So you snap that onto the bottom of the gas container. You screw the the burner onto the gas, and then you put the pot on top, and it's good. It also has a small cup attached. I do use this cup mostly for like coffee or a drinking apparatus. I don't eat out of this, but it is nice to protect the burner. So that is, in fact, my jet boil cook system. This is the rope I use for bear hang when I'm kind of stealth camping or not someplace where there are bear hangs. This particular rope is glow in the dark, so when I flash my headlamp on it and it's not light out yet, or it's gotten dark and I can't remember where I put it, it'll show up very brightly in the dark. Something I've used and made myself is this is just insulation for pipe wrap for heating duck. And my choice is I use this as an oven. And where a lot of people have been using or do use just the Ziploc bag, I like to recycle a little bit. So I use this little Tupperware dish. It's not very big. It's certainly not very heavy. It's got a lock-on lid, snaps on. And what I do is once I've boiled my water, I actually cook my meals in this. It makes it easy to clean and wipe out because I can get my full hand in there. And once it's hot, I put it into this oven. And again, I can walk away, set up my gear, and my meal will be cooked when I'm ready to go. I do use a titanium spork. I don't necessarily love this thing. I might even change out to just a spoon. I'm not finding the spork part to really serve as much purpose as maybe it is, but it is super lightweight. And it just happens to fit inside around the edge of the bowl nicely, so I always know where it is. So that's my cook system. This is my food bag. I happen to go with a 20 liter, not because I'm going to carry 20 liters of food, but I like to have it so my food doesn't always have to be squished down, although quite often in your pack you're going to get this down to as small as you possibly can, blow all the air out of it. So again, that's my cook system. About my clothing choices for the trail, and I'm fortunate enough to have two dear friends who hiked in 2019, and I was able to do some trail magic for them, and recently reached out to them about their experience on the trail and what they took for clothing and the rationale, and it has helped me actually in the end. This review does not include the things that I will wear daily, so while I'm showing things that'll be in my pack, it does not include what I'll wear. So typical daily wear is a base layer underwear and a base shirt, possibly a thermal pair of pants, but most likely not. A pair of hiking pants, a base layer shirt again with a mid layer shirt, either hooded or unhooded depending on the weather, and then a outer layer. That may be a very light jacket, it may be a hooded top of some kind, but it would be a third layer. So I've got the base layer, the mid layer, and the outer layer. It allows me to take stuff off so I don't get sweaty and wet during the day, and it allows me not to be cold as well. So let's go through the things I'm carrying. I'm carrying a universal pair of shorts, so as weather warms up, these shorts will be what I wear. Beneath the shorts, obviously, is a pair of, for me, I've gone with REI underwear. I have two shirts like this. They are glacier shirts, super lightweight, moisture wicking shirts, and I will switch in and out of those shirts from my hike from day to day, trying to have at least one clean one. I have a basic, I did not go over this, but I have a basic camp towel. It's got two clips on it for different things that I can use at camp, clipping it to a tree or clipping various things up to dry out, but that really is a part of my wear. My evening wear will be compression socks. These happen to be smart wool. They're warm. They give me a change from daily wear from a wet pair to a dry pair. These will only be worn at camp and at night. At night I will wear a smart wool pair of bottoms and a smart wool top that is zippable, along with, depending on what the weather's like, I do have my puffy coat. This happens to be an Arc'teryx top. I love this coat. I've been wearing it recently. We're down in the teens every day when I'm hiking. Super lightweight, dries out super fast. I'll be wearing a toque. Some people call it a cap or knit cap. where I grew up, this is called a toque, and so we're gonna wear that. Sometimes I'll wear that to bed just to keep my head warm. Basic hand stuff. I've gone through the different trials and tribulations of trying to wear gloves, and I'm either going to wear hand covers or not. And when I'm not wearing hand covers, I'll be bare hand, and when I am, I'll be wearing these Arc'teryx again mitts. Super lightweight, waterproof, and never have I had my hands get cold in these. And truthfully, I haven't had them get hot too, overheated. So these happen to be the perfect choice for me for hiking. My rain gear is pretty simple. I've gone back and forth, but I've chosen to use frog toe bottoms. I've had these now for a couple of years. I tend sometimes not to even wear bottoms when it's raining, just the top. So these are super lightweight and will serve the purpose. And then I have an REI rain jacket that I've had great luck with, and I'm very happy with its weight and its ability to break wind and keep the coolness off me. And it does have a build top, so it will keep the lid out of my face. And then I have this super light, I think it's Mermet, wind jacket. And when I say light, this thing might weigh 2 ounces. But what I've found for me, a bigger guy, this is very good for preventing the wind from coming through when I'm not having to wear a whole bunch of layers. So probably a mid layer, a base layer in this would be very much what I'd start out with in the morning. And then this is the newest addition to my rain gear. This is Gossamer Gear, super light. I believe it's 6 ounces umbrella, and I did get the strap that will allow this to stick onto my shoulder strap and then lock in above, so it's hands free. I'd looked at these for a long time, and I just think that this is an option I like. On my backpack, I have a backpack cover, but what I've found is backpack covers keep your bag clean, but they sure don't keep your bag dry. And if you're wearing anything other than a poncho, that rain's got to go between you and your back, so your bag gets wet. And even though I use a trash compactor bag to keep my gear inside, the bag itself tends to gain some weight from the water. So I'm excited in the sense to have this and try it out. And let's see. Last thing, I didn't talk about this, but I do wrap my poles with some duct tape. This happens to be blister tape, so I'll put a little bit of this around my poles. So, well, it's not in my pack, it's on my person. And then I have this coin that a friend gave me, a dear friend who wanted to give me something to take on the trail. It is not heavy, it's an alloy metal, and it has a very inspirational saying on the back, which I'll keep to myself, and it's something I promised that person I would take to the top. Let me talk about my sleep. And this section is our piece is about my sleep system. I am a happy user of Z-Plax Duplex. This is my 3rd year with this tent. I've hiked probably 200, 300 miles with this tent. I love it. It is a duplex, so it's a 2-person tent. It requires 6 stakes, but ideally works with 8. So I use a titanium stake along with it. This has its own bathtub footprint, but I do choose to use a Tyvek footprint with mine just to help protect the tent. The tent is made of Dyneema. It's super lightweight, and I just want to protect it a bit. I also sometimes use this to build an extra part of my threshold in my tent, so that I can have an area to, as I get out of the tent, I'm not out directly on the ground. So I do use a pillow with my sleep system. This is a Sea to Summit blow-up pillow. One side is a little bit fuzzy, the other side is not. I find that I have to adjust the air in these. They not necessarily the most comfortable for me, but I really need a pillow. Typically, I also would normally sleep with another pillow, something to take stress off my shoulders when I'm kind of got to reach around. So I use another bag of clothes or something. This is the Thermarest Z-Lite. This is the whole pack. I use this again. I am a bigger guy, so I put this underneath me, but I also double this up. I take this and fold it in half, and it becomes a really nice seat at camp or at lunchtime. And even in the middle of the day, I will fold this all the way out. And if I don't feel like laying down and taking a quick nap, which I've done many times on the trail, I will use this, and I don't have to get into my pack. One of the newer items I picked up in the last 12 months is my Outdoor Vitals Summit 15-degree bag. What I liked about this bag is I was looking for it. It's synthetic material, so it's very washable and easy to take care of. But the one thing I liked is it had the zipper up the middle in the front. And I've always struggled with that zipper on the side, but up the front I can bring my hand outside and zip straight up, or I can be inside and zip myself right into the mummy situation. Very lightweight and very comfortable, and so far I don't have any complaints about this bag or anything to do with how warm it is. This would complete, I think you remember earlier in the video I showed you my power pump. Well, that is for my Thermarest Neo Air Luxe is what it's called, and it's Luxe because it is 30 inches wide. Most of the pads that you see, and I have one or two of them, are 22 inches wide, and I just find myself, rolling off the pad. So when I got this, it's 30 inches wide. I can literally roll completely over, and I'm still on the pad, and I find that to be more comfortable. And so I'm willing to carry the little bit of extra weight that this is going to add to my pack to make sure that it is comfortable when I sleep. I figure you're in your tent for minimally 8 hours, probably more. And if I'm going to be in there that long, I'm going to be comfortable at least, and it's worth the extra carry. So, and then I do use the Sea to Summit watertight bag to carry all my sleep gear, because one thing I don't want is wet gear. If when I tear down in the morning my tent is still wet, I will leave that on the outside of this bag and just put in all the dry stuff that I sleep with. So in sum and total, that is all of my gear that I'm taking. You're probably wondering what my pack weighs. My pack is typically, with the stuff that I showed you, right around 20 pounds. And with water and food, usually 3 to 4 days of food, I'm right around 30 pounds. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to leave them. Again, if you like the videos and you want to follow along on the hike, please subscribe. I look forward to sharing the experience with everyone. Thanks again.